Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. Today I want to talk about why disinvesting is not as easy as it seems. And the current climate which we're facing in the world, there's been call from all sides for institutions not to invest or be invested in situations where it goes against their principles. I don't want to get into the exact nitty-gritty, but you can read it in the news. What's happening in the US as far as campuses and institutions are concerned. I want to take a broader stroke and say what are the challenges and difficulties for anyone when it comes to disinvesting. Even us as retail investors, if we feel that strongly about something, how it can be very difficult to really know where to your money is and how it's invested. If it even goes against your principles, trying to find out, because transparency is not easy as you think currently the way the model is. And maybe we should looking at this model differently going forward so we get more transparency and we can understand this. So in that note, I want to talk about what the American universities are going through. Students have been protesting in the US at universities demanding that they cease taking profit from treatment of Israel on Gaza, echoing past disinvestment movements such as those against South Africa's apartheid. Changes in investing when South Africa was going through its apartheid era, disinvestment has evolved significantly and it's not the way it used to be. Universities and foundations commonly invest in pre-packaged funds like a private equity where individuals' exposure is not always very clear. So this makes it more complicated compared to directly held stocks and bonds. People think universities are directly large institutions, that is, trusts, as they say, directly owned by company stocks and bonds. They own so many bonds, they own so many stocks. It's not like that anymore. Because of the nature of the industry nowadays, it is all evolved into where it's handed over to a person, and that person in turn hands it over to another person, and it goes through a process which is very complicated. And the funds are usually invested into some kind of a pre-packaged unit, and what all is inside that unit is very difficult to see and discern, and there's no transparency in it anymore, is what the essence of it is. So examples of this was the New York State Common Retirement Fund faced issues when it was attempting to disinvest from thermal coal companies, highlighting the difficulty of unwinding positions in private equity funds, which had long-term commitments. So when an institution signs on to an investment plan, it gets into a contractual obligation saying, okay, you're going to handle this for me, this is the fees, and you're going to handle it for so many times. And they're in the contractual obligation of, as long as you don't break the rules, we'll stay with you. So all that is mentioned there. So you just cannot walk in and say, up in the whole thing and pull out of it, because then there's a cost implication to the institution, which can add on into many millions. So these kind of long-term commitments are locked in. So it's very difficult to pull out of them. And even Brown University admitted that disinvesting from tobacco and Sudan were limited to a small portion of its total endowment trust, which were held in directly public securities, because due to more autonomy given to external fund managers and contractual limitations, like I said. So these funds are not controlled directly by the university or the university board. They in turn hand it over through a selection process. They would have taken an external fund manager who's guaranteed to give returns XYZ, who has a good reputation, and they would have signed a contractual commitment to that guy. So based on that contract, he in turn sets up his own business. So the whole thing is very complicated. And even if the board, the university feels like moving out of it, it's not easy as that. And there's also a lot of lack of transparency in this whole thing. There's accountability, transparency, and financial transparency in the management of universities and their funds. And for instance, a university executive has come out saying he struggled to get full accounting of exposure of defense stocks and businesses in Israel. So really giving an idea of the gap between quick access of a detailed investment data. So it's not like the university can call up the fund manager and say, give me a detailed list of where everything is, where all my money is. It doesn't work like that. So what is the way forward? Well, the way forward is we have data now, we have technology now, we have AI now. So financial service providers have developed technologies that offer more granular data on investments. And these, such as revenue resources of public companies, which will help making informed decisions about disinvestment. And it's not only helpful for institutions. These kind of issues, when they come up in the market, leads to technology, leads to solutions, which will also benefit us as retail investors. Because many of us personally also would like to align our investments and our what you call goals in life with our values in life. We would like to keep our money and our investments, and we like to be with people who align with our goals and values. Whatever your goals and values are, maybe. I'm not saying my goals are better than your goals or my values are better than your values. Whatever your values and your goals are, we would like to support and encourage that in the world which we envision and we see. So, this kind of progress is coming where technology and data management is leading for us to have more granular analysis of the investments we make and to understand, because most of us invest through mutual funds and we are wondering what is in these mutual funds, which companies are we investing in these mutual funds, because initially we jump into it because we are told this fund is good, that fund is good, we're happy with the returns and we really don't mind. But then when we really look into it, our conscience starts bothering us. Then when we dive into it, we realize we're not able to understand, where is ICICI putting my money? Where is HDFC putting my money? Or wherever you have your funds is putting the money. And to understand that, you have to get into granular data. So these kind of services are going to help you. And this is also coming across too in the US. And globally, it's going to be happening. So emerging financial tools are going to help us understand where our money is. And there are products which are coming known as SMAs, which are separately managed accounts, or direct indexing, which are becoming more and more popular with investors who wish to align their investments with their value. So this enables you to exclude specific stocks from your index. Let's say you want to invest in the S&P 500 or you want to invest in the Nifty 50 and you want to leave certain companies out of your investment in these indexes. You can compound in kind of a hybrid variety of the S&P 500 or the hybrid variety of the Nifty 50, excluding companies. Let's say you don't want to be involved in a tobacco company. You can exclude tobacco companies, or you don't want to be in oil companies. You can leave oil companies out. So those options are becoming available for investors as these tools and data points become more and more prevalent and available to us. So I want you to keep this in mind as we do want the world to reflect our values and we want it to be aligned to our principles. It is not a very easy thing to do, and change is always slow to what we desire it to be in life and in the world. So I do understand where the protesters are and what they want, and I can relate to that. At the same time, I do understand how the universities are tied and the way the endowment trusts are tied, and it's not easy as just turning it on and off as people imagine it to be or perceive it to be. I hope this video gave some clarity into this or led to some interesting discussions amongst yourself. I don't have any lineage or leaning towards any one side. I am only here to provide information and have a conversation. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one soon. Bye.
It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.